Hey guys, JH, welcome to Practice Tee, and as usual it's always windy. Straight into it today, which is a good thing I suppose. Good thing I suppose. You can always tell some of the practice on the JH Practice Tee, they all walk around like that because they're always used to leaning into the wind. But we come up here specifically because this is a prevailing wind here, and it just really, I mean, it really is it's fantastic for ball striking because you've just got to hit it perfect or the shot just gets away. Okay, carrying on a little bit relative to Martin's most powerful move in golf, twirl and dump. What really surprised me with Marty when he was working on the process, and we were doing a lot of stuff together initially and doing the videos and stuff, and when he used to get me in position, the big adjustment he used to make to me all the time, and I only thought about it last night driving home from here, the big adjustment he really made to me, which was really for me profound, was how close he got me to stand to the golf ball. Wherever I'd set up, he'd say, get in, take a step forward, JH. And I always felt like I was really on top of it. But I always used to smash it. And the advantage was that when I was on top of it, here, I could always, what he called J-bar it. Never really understood what it meant. But it was basically, it was much easier to pull the club towards you from here than it is from here. He used to get here and he used to just, and that's why it didn't look that obvious in his golf swing when he swung. He didn't look like what he was showing us with the twirl and the dump. It didn't look like that in the golf swing. But it did when he did it slow. But I explained why that happens and why that occurs and why the look of that dissipates when you're doing it slowly as opposed to when you've got full dynamics on it. Because it just does. But the intent is always there. And this is all about intent, guys. Just the differences, just the small differences of pressure application and rotational factors and positioning of the pressures is really important in a golf swing. It may not look different structurally, but if the pressure intention is really high, and you're doing it, and you're doing something really different with the pressure application, then that's where the difference is made, and that's the big difference for me. What I actually feel in my golf swing, is this. I feel like I'm scooping the ice cream, that this blade is coming straight this way, it's then going there, and then it's banging itself on the ground. That's the feeling. That's the feeling. Here. Now it doesn't look like that clearly, but that's the feeling. And coming down, I feel like this, guys. I feel like this hand is doing this on the downswing, like that. That's what I feel like coming down and through the ball. It feels like that. That's what it feels like through the ball. And the more I can get that, the straighter I hit it. Just the straighter I hit it. We had a session here late yesterday afternoon, and I just absolutely, and it was really windy, and it just was nutting 4-irons, just and drivers, just killing them. So what we're going to do today is really try and, you've got to be very, very specific in the thoughts. You can't have, the twirl intention here for only a part of the swing. It's got to be, we're going to twirl, 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 keep twirling, adding twirl, right throughout the swing. You can't give it up. Marty coined that phrase, don't give it up once you've got it. And you can't give it up. So the feeling for me, and the profound feeling for me on the downswing is this. I mean, I feel this. That's what I feel, guys. And the more I can get that, the more I get that feeling, the more I get that release. That's the payoff. Okay, now it's really windy here today. I've got 5-iron here. I'll be lucky to hit this 5-iron carry at 120. It is really windy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand a lot closer to the ball. That's my normal position there. I'm going to get right on top of it, uncomfortably on top of it. Byron Nelson had a line once, and I've only seen it in print a couple of times, or only once actually, where he said it's not possible to stand too close to the golf ball. Now, he was the straightest hitter in tournament golf. Not possible to stand too close to the golf ball, but it is possible to stand too far away. And Lee Trevino said that when he wanted to really hit the ball straight, he got on top of it, as close to it as he could possibly get. Now, Byron Nelson had that feeling all the time. Now, and clearly Marty does too, so I'm going to try it today. So let's see. Okay, dead cold guys. Into the Wind. Be a good name for a movie, Into the Wind. Not Gone with the Wind, Into the Wind. So here we are, right on top of it, and we're going to J-bar it. Feeling, and on the downswing it's going to feel like that. So into this wind it should be just, well, so it's into it, it's crosshead into us. Okay, get really close to it, JH. First shot of the day, pretty good. Now, thinking about the wind there, it's amazing how the thoughts dissipate, guys. You've got to be really careful. I was thinking 12, 12, 12, but then I felt the wind on me, and I'm thinking wind, 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 and that dropped out a little bit, and I just lost a little bit of the twirl. And didn't get quite the impact that I needed. Okay, get on top of it, Jade. Really on top of it. Right on top of it. Now that's a bit daunting for me to stand on top of the ball. Okay. Oh, wow. Now that's an increase in impact feeling of probably 15% with standing close to the ball. That's 15% better than the impact I've been getting with twirl and dump. And guys, it's Martinez's stuff, not mine. So get right on top of it and really J-bar it. Club's coming this way, guys. Oh, that's fantastic. And that's a really tight, short golf swing. And you're right, hitting 5-iron into that wind, it's carrying about 130 yards. I really flushed that. It's amazing how conditions make a difference, isn't it? To think that, you know, about 135 yards, you've got to hit a flush 5-iron. It's probably 35 mile an hour. Okay, right on top of it, Jade. Good thing about this swing is that, you know, that wind has no effect on it, none. And that's a pretty tight little swing, okay? And it's daunting being close to it. But it's coming out of the middle, and it doesn't, and I thought, well, I'm going to neck this, but I'm not. I'm actually hitting it right in the middle. I'm right on top of it. That's as good as old JH can hit it. That's as good as old JH can hit it. Really interesting that you can stand that close to the ball and flush it right in the middle of the club. Really surprising. But Marty does all the time. Okay, now really hold the twirl. That's perfect. Perfect. Perfect, says your mother. Okay, so what are we working on? We're working on really committing to feeling like this through the ball. Toe down in the blade, that's the feeling. That's the feeling you want. And getting right on top of it. All right, now I'm warm after 4 shots. Get on top of it, James. Wow, that's good. Wow, that's good. Now the difference between me being on top of the ball and Marty being on top of the ball, and the difference in our golf swings is the Marty swing is much steeper than mine, and he takes the dinner plate divots. I don't take any because I'm shallower and I'm flatter, and my arm plane is much flatter than Marty's. Marty's is here, whereas mine's here, so my attack angle into the ball is much shallower, but really beautiful when you want to hit into the wing because it takes the spin off the shot. Get on top of it, JH. Get on top of it. Okay, don't talk about it, think about it. Don't talk about it, think about it. Like that. Okay, just do it a bit smoother. Gonna really roll it up. Come on top of it and roll it up. Like that. Guys, I'm still really in the learning phase, just like everybody else. I've come back to it, but it's basically a relearn program. A long way away from perfection yet, but I mean they're eminently acceptable shots. Okay, right on top of it and really try and hit the ground with the back of the toe as a feeling. And I really wind it up. Come on. Like that. It's just the wind. I mean, even as much as I'm thinking about it, I'm not used to it. And I don't have a program. So I'm not winding as much as I need to. That's clear. Just winding as much as I need to. But that one was really good. But still only about 80% of the winding I need. That's it, guys. That's 100 more. It's not 100, but it feels like 100%. And the swing is still short in comparative terms because I'm learning, so I'm thinking about the action rather than the motion. Got to let the club swing. The club must always be swung. I made a reply to a comment or post this morning on the channel, my channel. And I said, you know, at the end of the day, with every golf club, you've got to swing the head. You've got to create radial inertia in order for the golf club to orbit. And that's what we want to do. We want to have an orbiting effect. An orbiting effect is where the object is in the same place all the time. Now, if you try and put something somewhere, you'll put it somewhere different. But if you try and swing it, you'll invariably swing it into the same place. Okay, JH, let's just go for that 160 sign up there. You couldn't get there into the wind. No way. Okay, just pull it in. Did you hit that good? It's amazing. I get it's daunting to standing close to the ball, but I've hit every one in the middle of the blade. Every one. Not perfect contact, but 80% is. Now what I can do now is have more commitment to the backswing and make it a little bit longer and a bit fuller, and that will give me a little bit more sit and a little bit more dump. Okay, come on, Jade. Just wind it up a bit. Like that. That's what you want. That's what you want, guys. And I'm only winding it like, it feels like about 60%. Close to it, close to it, close to it, Jade. See, all my contact is always, guys, I'm probably a third and fourth groover like Mo Norman was. We're not far up from the bottom of the club because we're in his latter days he was very shallow. And it's just, I don't know, I always get that nice feeling where it's sort of, you're really sharp on the ball, and you really can't control the spin of the shot. It's very windy right now and that ball's just penetrating. Okay, come on. Everything was good there, except I didn't feel like I got any backload or dump on that. Because I've got no sit going in the swing, I've got to go, yeah. Come on, think about the right things. Just think about one thing. Just think about full twirl and everything else will happen. There it is. No backswing because I'm thinking about the twirl and I've just got no rotation going. But I'll get it. There it is, guys. That's perfect. That's as good as, if I could hit it like that all the time, I'd be really happy. Gee, that's a good shot. That's a really good shot. Okay. It's just funny seeing this club in behind the ball because I tend to just set it off the toe, a bit like Bobby Jones, and then the club comes out on the downswing, but now it's right in behind the ball, and it's a bit daunting. That's a carbon copy of the other one, right in the same place. Exactly the same place. Right beside the other ball. Alright. Big wind up, big one. All I got to do is what I'm preaching. I've just got to hold that twirl in the downswing. I'm just letting, because I'm not used to it, guys. I'm just letting it out. Now hold it in, Jazz. Hold it in. Like that. Just doesn't move. All right, now I'll do it with a little bit of smoothness and a little bit more length in the swing. That's the one. There it is. Now guys, to be able to get some shots that are really as you want them, that's the secret. We've got to build a program so we can get them all the time, clearly. But it's happening. We're only very early days into it. Now I'm standing on it and I'm really trying to get that toe to hit the ground. That's what I want to feel. Like a defensive shot in cricket. Any of you guys from England or New Zealand, other than Australia? All right, now I'm going to really, what I feel on the good shots, guys, is I feel the blades wide open. Then my hands here and the blades back here. That's what it feels like. Feels like my hands facing the sky here, like John Daly used to be. Now Daly, when he got down here, the club was facing, the back of his left hand was there, but then it came in and just exploded, and I get that effect. Come on. Yeah, there it is, guys. That's perfect golf shot. That's what I want as ball flight. That's the one I want. And really, guys, the ball can never go this way. It just doesn't go that way because you're moving this way. You're moving this way. It can't go that way. Look how many balls I've hit here. I haven't even disturbed the grass. I'll go and hit off that practice green there. Okay, come on, Jade. Really hold it. There you are, guys. Wow, that's a good shot. Now there's a lot of clamp on that. That was a little bit of Marty clamp on that. I don't usually get, a clamp on the ball and a divot after the ball because I'm not steep on it, but that was a little bit steeper than normal because I'm a bit closer to the ball. So it does make a tiny bit steeper. Watch this. Come on, Jade. Now if I can incorporate all of this into really good tempo, relative back to our tempo video of recent times, I've got to be on the money. Because I'm thinking about this, it's very intense, the thinking, so it makes you a little bit fidgety. Okay, I'll try and put good tempo on this and a good range of motion. That'll do, JH. That'll do, old Johnny. I'm only trying to hit him about 80%, guys. I'm not going after him yet. And normally my normal programming kicks in when you're hitting into wind like this. You don't try and hit it really hard because you put too much spin on the ball, and that's just old programming. I'll hit this one about 90%. Oh, wow, that's going. Oh, that's good. See, those other ones into that wind were only carrying about 130 yards. That one's carried about 145. And that's a really strong wind, guys, I promise you. It's really strong. And there's nothing out here, it's just open plain here, and it just comes across and just kills the golf ball. Okay, come on. Well, that's better again. That's carried about 150 yards. See, they're all out of the middle, and that's, I'm really happy about that, because it's very daunting for me to stand close to the golf ball. Very daunting. First time I've had the club in behind the ball for a lot of years. I normally set up with most of my stuff here. I'm sort of always toe here, and then coming down I push it out to the ball. So this is going to make me a little steeper anyway. Alright, last shot. We're really going to put a good one on this and really toe down here. Back dump it there. See, that's amazing. See, I've got that Marty clamp there. Gee, that had some on it. Whew. One more. So I've had two of those. I normally don't get that type of thing happening in my golf swing. I'm usually just a perfect sweeper. I usually don't hammer down on it. But it's a different feeling. Okay, one more. Get the toe here, great. That's the best shot of the day. Good one to finish on. Okay, the swing's still short, guys, but I'm trying to learn everything. I don't want to lose my confidence by having a longer swing and having miss hits. I want to have good contact and then just build the length of the swing as the confidence increases. Okay, last shot. Just hit one with a driver. Just changed shafts in my driver, guys. I just found one of my old tour issue Diamanas here. One of the old Mickelson one. You know, the old black flower one, or the silver flower one. Quite rare, those shafts. Yeah, just sitting in the back of my garage, and super stiff. So it'd be perfect into this wind. Now this would be interesting, standing close to the ball. Guys, I wish you could see that. Wow, I wish you could see that. Whew. What's interesting also with shafts, just as an aside, guys, is the difference in the acoustics to the shot that some shafts make by the way they either absorb sound or reflects sound, waves. It's an entirely different sound to that Proforce V2. Nice shaft, this one. I can't remember what I had it in. I think I had it in an old super fast burner at one stage. No, it couldn't have been that because it had a tip on it, so it might have been an R15 or something. Had it for a long time. 72 grams, X-Flex. But a really good shaft. Okay. Alright, just thinking about the flex there rather than the twirl. Just still went dead straight. Okay. Come on. There it is. Perfect there. Take that every day of the week. See if we can pump one out there into that wind. Really give it. Marty would say, give it some, JH, give it some. Like that. Now that's motoring. That's 20. That's 20 on any of those other drives. Gee, that's going. This shaft is fantastic into the wind. This is fantastic into the wind, this shaft. I reckon, I don't know what launches at, but this normally only launches about 1900, 2000. I reckon this is launching 1800. There's even less spin than that other one. But a much different bend profile to the V2. Come on, last shot. Really hold it back. That's the shot. Oh God, that's a good shot. That's a good shot. You can hit it that hard, guys, because you're coming this way. You can hit it that hard because you're coming this way. Ain't never going over here. Club can't come in and shut down enough to get it even face pulling left. It can't do that if you're a right-hander. It just can't get closed up that much. And of course that's why Hogan, you know, eliminated that side of the golf course for the most part, because he was very much, you know, moving this way, coming in. Last shot. Come on, Chase. Oh, those last two shots are just... Thank you, Mr. Mitsubishi. This is amazing. This is something that's been sitting in my shed for a couple of years, and it's just the perfect shaft for me. Okay, guys, have a look at that, and we'll keep going. Just little bits. So today was stand closer, really pull it in here, and really feel like we're moving this way through the ball. That's the feeling. Toe back and on the ground. We're going to dump it, but we're going to dump it with the toe behind the heel, so to speak, like that, as a feeling.